Oh shit. I'm watching this show on Netflix. That's kind of inspiring all of this. This ranting. Oh my god. It's called High on the Hog, I think. High. Look. They're marveling over the fact in this show that their ancestors in the early 1900s, maybe in the late 1800s, were wearing three-piece suits and dressed nice and had their own economy. And what I gather from that is the families, right? There used to be families, and that created stability, that created a community, that creates the community. If you don't have the families, if you don't have the family dynamic, and you don't have parents connecting their children to other children, you don't have community. You don't have family. You don't have the safety network of fellowship within your own society. What happened to the family? What happened to the family? When did the family break down? That's the question you have to ask yourself, because that is the central question of our culture and our history. What happened to the family, and why has it been destroyed? Why do you think the family has been destroyed the way that it's been? And when did it start really being destroyed? The sad part of this is that it is the black community. It is the colored, not the Hispanic community. The Hispanic community has its own fucking network, and it still has family. It still has largely got mother and father dynamic because of religion. Because of religion. I mean, to a large degree. They're Catholic. They're traditionalist. And I'm not saying that the black portion of the population isn't religious, but they've abandoned the family in a large degree. I mean, and the ones that have abandoned family have largely abandoned religion. It is the destruction of the religious aspect, I guess. I guess this is me just sort of going off the cuff here, and I that's kind of an educated guess, but what happened to the family? If you destroy the religion, you destroy the family. If you destroy the family, you destroy the community. If you destroy the community, you destroy the unity, the common unity within people. You divide them up, you conquer them. That's the why. The why is to conquer. But when? And maybe when is not as consequential as the why. The what is that the family has been destroyed. We know that for a fact. The family has been virtually annihilated by the current political environment, societal, cultural environment. And it's mostly people who are uneducated, uninformed, ignorant of culture, spirituality, psychology, science. And I don't mean just the university brand version of science. I mean the deep science. I mean the realization of the complexity of the universe in a broad sense that gives a recognition of nature's God, as Thomas Jefferson talked about it, and as Einstein talked about it, as Spinoza talked about it. There's a recognition that comes from a deep understanding of the scientific reality of the universe, that there is a universe, a from one many universe. It's the breakdown of language. The language has been lost. The history has been lost. The true deep science of those great thinkers, including Tesla, has been lost. Carl Jung, Tesla, Einstein, Spinoza. There are certain people who came to this, Christ came to this place to tell us, hey man, there's something deeper. We don't need this organized shit to tell us how to live and what to do and what to think. But we need to be together. We need to love one another. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love each other. Love each other. Stop dividing yourselves up and be a family. Stop thinking in terms of us and them and ours and theirs. It's a family. What happened to the family? Why are we being why is this happening? Why is this this divisiveness happening? It's happening because we're being divided and conquered by a plutocratic elite that have absolutely broken themselves away from our society. They still have families. They still believe, and in fact, they still have legacies. They believe in their own sovereignty and royalty inherently. They've got everything that we should have, but we don't because we don't deserve it. I mean, it's at a certain point, fuck it. We deserve it. We fucking deserve everything we get because we don't have the wherewithal. But that's been stripped from us. So it's like, is that our fault that the education has been strategically sabotaged in order to bring down and divide and conquer the population by an elite who, fuck it, they may deserve it if they've been able to strategically do what they've been able to do without the greater population recognizing it. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm as educated as one of those people are, and I see the stupidity and the zombification of the general public, and the fact that the family has been destroyed and it's welcomed and desired by my generation and by the general population. They don't want to have families anymore. They don't want to have kids anymore because they're stupid and they don't realize that family is literally the only thing that fucking keeps any of this shit together. They're all disposed to. Only the ones that are educated by the universities who are in a position to have families because of their earnings, because of the way that it's all been propped up. But to see the way that it's all been propped up, they taught you not to want to have kids. So you're not going to populate the earth. So who's going to populate it? The lower classes that are dumbed down and easily divided. And then you're going to be there, dismayed, actively trying to fight for those same people who are sabotaging them, who are being sabotaged and are sabotaging themselves by not believing in the family and having single parents out the ass. But you're going to have your wife, you're going to have your because you were raised by a family, mother and father, traditional families. Y'all were raised by traditional families, but then you're not going to create traditional families because you believe that the population it's too much people, too many people. There's the population. You have to control the population. So obviously we're not going to have kids. I mean, that's just dumb. It's dumb to have kids, because you could actually ensure that the future is brighter by having children that are raised by two parents. But no, let the impoverished masses populate the earth and ensure that the future is fucked because the elite have engineered it so that those children get educated to believe in communism and to believe in the technocracy, worse even, the technocracy, that the experts should just tell them what to believe. And there's the enslavement. There's the mental enslavement. That the experts should be the ones telling you how to live and what to do. And you welcome it. I see my generation fucking welcoming it. Because they've all been educated by the elitists to believe that, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have children and maybe we should have. You're allowing the idiocracy to fucking exist at the behest of the people who want the idiocracy in order to rule over the enslaved masses through the ignorance. It's all coming down, man. It's all coming down, you know? What happened to the family? That's my question. I would love to know. Leave comments in the comment section. What happened to the family? Where's it going? Hell, I'm a statistic of this shit. I'm a single dad. And it's because I messed with the wrong person who happens to be of the same kind of redneck sort of white trash element. Thomas Sowell talks about it in one of his interviews. It's the redneck culture that the black community is emulating. That is the, sort of anti-family, single parent. The breakdown of society is happening through that. And it's fucked, man. These kids are not going to be raised properly. They're going to be raised by the fucking education system and told what to think. And then if I have anything to say about it, I'm going to end up look like a fucking nut because they're going to be, conspiracy theories. Big part of me doesn't even want to live anymore. But I have to stick this through. Because I care. I fucking care. Only the good die young, though. So, anyway. Love and appreciation.